Love talking media every week with Sophie Elsworth from The Australian. Good to talk to you again, Sophie. Tell me, when you're reporting all these media stories, you must have to go to the ABC for information and interviews all the time. Are they cooperative?
In a short answer, Chris, no. They are absolutely not. You've endured this. I've experienced this. The ABC seem to be quite afraid, Chris, when questions are put to them, their corporate affairs team either doesn't respond, which is a common tactic, or they simply reply no comment. This happens time and time again, and I think it's a disappointment for Australians out there who want to know answers to questions about the public broadcaster, but they're being left in the dark about what is going on in there because they simply don't respond or they ignore media requests.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. $1 billion, more than $1 billion a year from taxpayers, yet they don't seem to think they're answerable. I want to just show a clip here from the documentary here because I got so many knockbacks from the ABC over my request for an interview with David Anderson that we ended up having to go to a charity event to jump in front of him as he left. Have a look.
And I have been waiting for you to invite me onto your program.
Anytime.
Yeah.
That's a standing invitation.
All right. Well,
actually, we've sent requests in the past.
Right.
Well, we'll make that date soon.
Okay. All right.
Great.
Have a good night, Chris.
Yeah, as you know, Sophie, then he says he will turn up on the program. Well, since then, we've repeatedly asked him, and he's been knocking us back again. And Chris Mitchell, the former editor-in-chief at the Australian newspaper, and his great weekly column in the Oz, has picked up on this and correctly said that in the show there was an impromptu interview, that he claimed he was happy to talk to me on air, but in fact he'd already declined several times, and he did so again, as we've announced on the show. He keeps refusing to. So what's the answer, Sophie? What, he just keep talking to The Guardian, will he? And the occasional interview with Radio National.
Well, this is a problem for the ABC because it appears that David Anderson is being roadblocked by the Corporate Affairs Department. I wonder, does he actually know these requests are being put in to speak to him? He seemed very willing, Chris, on air. He said to you in person when you bailed him up at that event, he's willing to talk. Well, where is he? Because we can't get an interview with him. You can't get an interview with him. And Australians deserve to hear from the managing director of the public broadcaster that they pay for.
Yeah, and they pay him about $1 million a year into the bargain. Now, talking about the ABC, they've finally announced this new ombudsman. The job is going to a woman by the name of Fiona Cameron. We know she used to work at the Australian Communications and Media Authority, but it kind of gives away the game here of independence, doesn't it? Because the ombudsman's been chosen by the ABC board to join the ABC and report to the ABC board, so it's hardly an independent voice.
Well, Chris, I am just hopeful that this will hopefully put a stop to the complaints unit basically marking their own homework. They'll have this ombudsman to oversee complaints, and if they're not happy, the ombudsman can intervene. I think this is an important role, and it's hopefully going to finally make this complaints unit answerable and have to look at these complaints seriously, because the complaints unit has been effectively, there's been this perception that it's ABC staff effectively marking their own homework. It has not worked properly, and that's why this role was implemented.
No, I think it's a little step in the right direction, but it's not really independent. If the person is chosen by the board and actually reports to the board, we will see, as you say, there may be some hope that it's a little bit more independent. Thanks for joining us, Sophie. Appreciate your time.